What's up, everybody? Welcome to this edition of What He Said with Kevin Walker. Of course, I am Kevin Walker. This is Missy Lisa Denise right here to my left. Miss Peaches After Dog. Miss Molded Memories. Miss, she got so many damn titles. Miss Jackson. Miss Sanders. Miss Big Ass Head Lady.
That's me.
Miss, I'm going to come in some of that cake and pasta, but never show up. And then when it's all gone, I'm going to complain like you didn't want to.
No, I'm getting that cake. I will be there tomorrow. Andrea, if you're on here listening, I will be there tomorrow. Michelle, if you're listening, I will be there tomorrow. I just ran into some time constraints today, so I will be there tomorrow. So don't come on here live thinking I ain't going to get some slices of that cake. Let's go.
How's everybody doing tonight? We got a lot of positive topics. If you know me, you know what I'm double dipping and doing right now. I got Serena playing in the background so that I keep my house in order. I've got to watch this match. I couldn't be there live at Roland Garros with her. Somebody had to keep the kids. So
really?
I opted to stay home with the babies and take care of the house while she go play her last match at the U.S. Open.
And that's your story. I'm sticking to it.
You hear the babies in the background? They're
barking. I hear somebody laughing.
Ain't nobody here to laugh.
I sound like somebody else. Okay, anyway, let's move on.
So we have an array of topics tonight to discuss with you guys. Elisa, you want to read the topics, or you want me to do it? How you want to handle that?
I'll read some of them. I know some of them. The first one is govern yourselves accordingly.
Yeah.
The second one is this whole Trae the Truth versus Zero ordeal. I don't know much about it, but I'm gonna chime in once you let us know what's going on. And then, is it stalking? I'm looking at every comment. Stalking, or is it admiration from a distance? If I can go on this podcast and say, yeah, because on April the 13th, on the 2.6 mark, you said, is that stalking or is that admiring from a distance? Let's talk about that. That should be a very interesting title. It almost sounds like this is personal. Has any of these things ever happened to you, Kevin Walker?
You breaking up.
Whenever I say something like that, you can't hear me. I'm breaking up. We got a bad connection. I'm just asking, you do have a very popular podcast, so I'm sure that there are women out here who are watching and paying attention and maybe thinking they could be potential. So maybe they're studying to show themselves approved. I don't know.
There you go. See, that's more like it. That's more like it.
Studying to show themselves approved. Stalking.
Yeah. Being that you said that, let's start here. Hey, Tricia, okay. Donna Gregory, let's start here. If she'll do it for me, will she do it for everyone and anyone? So earlier today, I was having a conversation with some female friends of mine. We were talking about dating and people liking people and yada, yada, yada. So what did come up is about first dates, when you go on a first date with somebody. And they posed the question, have I ever slept with a woman on the first date? And I said, not only, yes, have I slept with one, but I've even had a woman on the first date go down. Make me a very happy camper. The happy endings, take the top off. And we taught you what top off meant. Top off, man. I'm just saying.
I was in a dark in a bubble. I don't know where I've been living, but go ahead.
So the question was posed at that moment. If she'll do it for me, is that just something she's doing for everybody? I know our other party said, oh, Kevin, she'll just do that. She'll just do that. I was kind of hoping that I thought it was me.
Of course you would think that. You're so special.
Yeah, I was hoping that, it was just my charm and the fact that I was so debonair. I dare not say I was charming because
Really? Really? So these are inside jokes, y'all.
So tell me, do you think if a man does something specific, especially for you, in the moment, that's just who he is. He'll do that for anyone.
Okay, so I will go on record to say I believe that no, I don't believe that he'll do it for anyone, but I do believe he knows how. So he's capable. So you got to be capable and able. That's pretty much the same thing. But so he's capable. I'll say he's capable of doing it. He's able to do it because, of course, I am the recipient. I am receiving. Of course, we do want to believe that we're special and all of that. But I don't believe just because he does it for me that he's doing it for everybody. But I do believe he's capable of it. So we don't want to step away from that. And for some of these things to happen, there has to be chemistry. People don't just do all of those extra things if there's not chemistry. I was talking to somebody earlier. This is a little bit off subject, but it's the same person we were talking to, and she said that she introduced her friend to another friend. It was a blind date for the girl, and he cooked for her. It led to them watching a movie, and then he played his. Huh?
Yeah, go ahead, because I know that she told me the whole story. Go ahead.
Yeah, and guess what? They had sex on the first night. He stayed, and guess what? I think that you said they're still together. I know that story. I know that story too of another couple I know. I mean, hey, they said the chemistry was right. They were willing to take that chance, whether it was going to work or not. They didn't know, but they said it was such extreme chemistry that it went from one thing and led to another, and has led to happily ever after. So that's a love story.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so Yvette Francis is saying that's just her thing. What's up, William Bowers?
Hey, William Bowers. Hey, Yvette.
So hold on. Yvette Francis just dropped another comment saying when someone does it, they like doing it. So I think that he will. See, I don't necessarily agree with that. Okay, and let me tell you why I don't agree with that. I'll go back to the kissing thing. So we discussed kissing today. And for me, I'm just not a kisser.
Tell him why, because he's germophobic.
Yeah, like I'm kind of scared that maybe you didn't brush your teeth or you don't have it all together in here. I mean, so if I kiss a young lady, then I'm thinking, I really kind of really cut for you. Now look, this look right here. That's my
right
spot.
there.
That's why I like to kiss a woman. And they be ready to close your mouth. Let me just
really?
Yeah, like that's just not my thing. The same way, okay.
But kissing is very intimate.
Kissing is very intimate. Very, very intimate. And I think when you take it to that level, as our other little shorty friend said today, if I kiss you, I gotta really love you.
She did say that.
And I can feel that. I can feel that. So but I think you really do need to know the other party to a certain level or a certain extent. But back on topic, I think there has to be a physical attraction or some type of chemistry. I just don't think women, and I'm gonna give women the benefit of the doubt. I don't think women just go around performing oral sex on men for the sake of performing oral sex. I just don't believe it. I promise I don't. So I tell the story all the time how I'm 53 years old. So I'm a be honest. Like, so I was dating this one chick, and there was another chick I met and had been seeing kind of on the slick, on the sly. I wasn't cheating because I wasn't married to either one of them. So I wasn't cheating. Black men don't cheat. So
you just getting to know them both at the same time.
There you go.
Okay.
So I was dating this other one for a lengthy period of time. Then I started going out with this other one kind of on dates and stuff as well, which led to us sleeping together. And so while sleeping together, the one to the right, who I just kind of started dating for like maybe about 2 months, when we had sex, I went down to pleasure her. Now, That ain't my forte. Left, who I had been dating for like 2 or 3 years, the one on the right came and confronted her and was like, "Oh, you want me to be quiet?"
No, I'm letting them know that you talking about the one on the right and the one on the left. Go.
Oh, okay. So the one on the right, who I had just been dating for like maybe 2 or 3 months, came and told the one on the left, who I had been dating for 2 or 3 years, "Girl, that's why I'm effing your dude, yada, yada, yada. He ate my coochie." So the one on the left was like, "Oh no." She was like, "I ain't even worried about that. We done with this conversation."
You
Because
don't do that.
for years, I had never done that to her. So she just knew this motherfucker to the right was lying on me. But she wasn't. I ain't going to lie. She wasn't. I did. Because I felt different about the one on the right. The chemistry was different. So I just would tend to believe that women just don't do that to everybody. And sometimes when you feel a different chemistry and things get heated, you'll do a little more. That's, come on now.
So then you pretty much answered that question. You pretty much answered that question because you gave a perfect example. The girl who you had been with didn't even believe the other girl because she had never even experienced that and had been in a relationship with you for much longer.
Yeah.
But there was a different chemistry because it's different people. So I think it's pretty true that what you do with one is not necessarily what you do with all. It's not. It's not. I just still believe you are capable of it though, because you didn't forget how to do that, did you?
William Ball would say, "Well, she know now, bro."
If she's watching, hey, is that the one on the left or the right? I'm getting them all confused.
The one on the right was the one of 3 or 4 months. The one on the left was 3 years. But Will, it don't matter. That was in my 30s. That was 20 years ago. So, wait a minute. I'm just 33 now. That was a couple of months ago.
Really? You like to believe that? You
Like,
just
I
said
want to tell people that I was working out and how hard I work out when I go work out. But I see my man Will in the gym all the time. I want to look like William when I grow up, man. William is a grown damn man in that gym. I want to look like Will. I saw Will the other day over there. I ain't gonna put his business out here though. I saw him on the side. I ain't gonna speak to him because he was yeah. So yeah, we go 24-hour fitness and get our workout on. But yeah. So what you think, Elisa? You said you'll know a man is capable, doesn't mean he'll do it, but he is capable.
Yeah, because I mean, he is capable of doing it. If he does it with one, he's capable of doing with everyone. But that doesn't mean that he will, because I still believe that there's a different chemistry. Just like I was telling you about someone asking me about a relationship that they were in with one of my exes, asking me about how it compared to our relationship, and I was like, they can't compare even remotely because we're different people, and so the whole dynamic is different. So I tend to believe if the dynamics are different, then the interaction is different. So
Yvette Francis, I think this is like just a circumstance. She said, was one darker than the other?
Oh, was the one on the left? Come on, let's talk about it because she know about what you like.
Okay, so I'll be honest, and I never thought about that until now when she asked that question. But the one I had been dating for like 3 years that was on the left was the light-skinned chick. And the darker skinned chick was on the right after 3 or 4 months.
Oh,
because you know what? Listen, my grandfather told me when I was real young, son, the blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. So when I started dating dark-skinned women, when I started finding that appeal, like when me and Serena first started.
That's freaking hilarious.
To the darker-skinned woman, I wanted to know if my grandfather was right. Hey, he had been right about everything else in my life. So I just wanted to know how sweet those juices really were. I'm just saying.
Are you talking about Serena Williams?
No, man. No, it's a different Serena. I will not be part of that lawsuit.
He does not own the right. I'm sorry. Scratch the last comment.
No, ma'am. Serena
Okay.
Johnson. She worked at Kroger.
Oh, Colin. Okay, Serena Johnson. Okay. Okay. Now, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to get this kicked off.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's not what he said. It's what she said. She was wrong. She ain't the one on the right or the left. I ain't in this.
there you go. So
Yeah.
since we're talking about women and admirers and how you feel about what you feel. So when a woman starts to learn you, or when she's learning you from afar, for example, Lisa and I have this podcast thing. And so what we found is that women can come back to me and inversely tell me, like Yvette just said, was one darker? Or so they come back to me and they be like, yeah, because I remember you said, or you said this on the show, or you said that on the show. So Elisa says that that's stalking. If you can go back and pinpoint on April the 14th, at the 13:42 mark of the program, you said such and such and such. Elisa seems to think that's stalking. So is it stalking or is it admiring from a distance? Elisa, why do you think that's stalking?
I think it's stalking because it's studying the content too closely. Um, because I mean, this, of course, everybody on here knows that this is for entertainment purposes only. These are only our opinions, based on our life's experiences. So when you're holding someone to a marker and you're saying, yeah, because I remember seeing, and you can blurt that out, which I have experienced, um, not the other day, but a while back, with someone saying that I was in disbelief that they were able to pull out their phone and go straight to the marker on the date that was a prior show and say, see, right here, he said this. I'm like, oh my God,
No,
that's,
you thought I was lying when I
I
told you
did.
that
I
she had
did.
done that. And then when you heard her do it for yourself, you was like, oh my God.
Because I always tell Kevin, just stop all the line, just stop. She did what? No, really. And then she showed it to me. I was like, okay, I had to apologize. Okay, because I thought that was a little, for lack of a better word, it was a little far fetched that you would hold someone opinion to almost a fact and that you will remember exactly where to go, what date it was, the marker, and I was like, okay. So to me, that's kind of watching or listening to the content too closely, studying the content to kind of get to know someone by stalking, by watching. Stalking is watching someone's every move, and they don't. I mean, we know that they're watching live now, but we don't know that the people may be going back through the shows and okay, I see he like green. He got on a green shirt on this date. Okay, green shirt on this date. You like green, so when I show up on the first date, I'm gonna have a green polo. Wait a minute, that's a little too much,
Yeah.
I think. So, but on the other hand, admiring from a distance, maybe admiring your point of view. You know, that was cool when you said that. I can totally agree with. But studying the content is talking to me. What you guys say? What are they saying down here?
So Ron Love said stalking is being extreme. He said precision is not stalking.
Okay.
And Francis said, no way, just a great listen, and women remember everything.
Yep, we do.
Women do remember everything. I gotta agree with both of those points.
Oh my God. I can say I remember. I can take you back to when I was 4 years old and remember maybe not a date, but a detail. So yeah. So yeah, we do remember everything. So they're pinning.
But I think what's got Elisa more so on the stalking tip is that, like, seriously, y'all, it ain't just been one person saying this. So she's like, hold on, how these women are just going back and pinpointing stuff from show to show, making it a topic of conversation when you talk to them. So I think that's where the idea, and then a lot of times you have to understand this. We talk so damn much that we joke about a lot of stuff. Yeah. And the whole stalking comment probably was just a joke at the time when it was made. And we just said, hey, you know what? Show topic.
So topic.
Stalking or admiring from a distance. So, yeah, I mean, I would say total truth on that one. Uh, Again, like Elisa just mentioned, man, most of the stuff we say on or do on here is just for fun. Like it's just our opinions. We ain't holding nobody foot to no flames, to no fire. We just having a good time. We ain't being judgmental. We letting people be who they are, being what they want to be. Y'all see when my girl Chris Reedy come on, she have a good time in her comments, and hey, that's what this platform is about, having fun. That's all this platform is about, having fun. Yes, we have opinions. We form our own opinions because we're human beings.
Right.
And we're very opinion. There go my baby.
Who is it? He stopped midstream. She must be dark skinned. She the one on the right.
There go my baby. Ooh. So who would I say there go my baby for?
I already know. You want me to say it?
Yeah.
She's a Sanders girl like me.
So yeah, but no, this is just all fun. We ain't trying to offend nobody. We having fun with what we do. And if we ever do offend you by something that I say or Elisa say, I guarantee you from the bottom of our hearts, we want to say, fuck you. You shouldn't wear your feelings I'm just
That's
saying.
not what I want to say.
No, wait, hey, this is what he said with Kevin Walker.
I'm sorry.
You shouldn't have your goddamn feelings on your shoulders when you come on this podcast. We're just doing this shit to have fun. So get your feelings off your shoulders.
I'm the one who thinks everybody's brilliant, and what's the other word I use?
Exactly. Brilliant and genius. That motherfucker ain't no genius.
I think everybody. What about charming? I added that today.
Yeah. Charming is her new thing. Oh, he is so, that nigga ain't charming. He's a fucking rapist. What are you, fucking pedophile?
Really? That is not true. I mean,
so hold on. So here's another conversation we had earlier today. We're not gonna mention the people. We'll just talk about what we were talking about. And
please don't.
No, we're just gonna talk about the older men liking younger girls. Or younger girls liking, vice versa, however it goes. Even on the woman's side, what's wrong with a older woman liking a younger dude? Like, seriously, what's wrong with that?
Put some ages to that, though, because we did that earlier. You put some ages when you were.
Yeah, I did. I said a 50-year-old man messing with a 25-year-old girl. That's a woman who he's twice her age. That's why I gave that number, because that's twice that man's age. Look, let me tell you something. At 50 years old, if you able to constantly conquer and get 25-year-old pussy, you're a bad motherfucker. I don't care what nobody got to say. Fuck what people.
And that's the one who I said was charming.
I said but what did I start the conversation with? Hey, he a bad man. I don't have nothing negative to say about him. Yeah. I mean, hey, if you constantly do that at 50 years old and you that's what you attracted to, because my thing, like I told them earlier, I totally don't think that a 50-year-old man dating a 25-year-old, I don't think it's because she's 25. I think because he's attracted to her beauty. I don't think it's about dominating her, because the average 50-year-old man that's going to get with a 25, he know what he getting, so he's going to take care of her financially as well. So what is he dominating? Go ahead. Go on, say what you got to say. Go on ahead.
Okay, because now.
Just keep Kevin out of that shit. Keep little Kevin out.
Okay, so that's what I was going to say. Are we talking about when it's other people's kids?
Yeah, because it can't be when it's my damn son.
Really? So that's the same thing. So let's take me. Just say I'm 53 and I see little Kevin at the repass. I'm like, Kevin, little Kevin, so what you going to say? Come on, be honest. I'm 53. That's the same age difference.
I'm going to say exactly what I told you, or leave my goddamn son alone.
And see, this is not me saying it. So when your friend said that about your son, you know that they're looking at him in a sexual way. They're not looking like, oh, man, little Kevin, I need to call him. I bet he has some great conversation. I bet he could really kick some knowledge. No, they are going straight from where they see him, taking him straight to some type of bedroom activity. And you know that. So that's the same thing that happens when when those older men see that younger woman, you talking about beauty? Come on, let's be serious. Maybe her body and maybe some other things, but his mind does not go, ooh, she has a striking beauty. I'd love to see what her brain is saying. No, he is generally thinking, taking her to some bedroom activity and envisioning what position he gonna have her in first. That's being honest, and that's why I say that seems to be a problem to me, because I really wouldn't want, and we talked about this a lot. My kids are 28 and 24. I would hate for one of my male friends to be looking at my kids. I mean, I know they're not kids in that way. I would want them to be more attracted to somebody who they may have something in common with. Because the only thing that they're gonna probably have in common with a young girl is sexual activities, and that's how I feel about that.
I mean, you could be absolutely correct. What's up, Popcorn? How you doing, brother?
What's
Kim is
popcorn?
on here. My man Cedric Jenkins in the mood.
Hey, said
Uh,
my phone ain't charging. I'm just saying. I'm okay. Go ahead.
but here's my thing. I say, like I said earlier to you guys, live and let live. I just don't believe that a 50-year-old man, when he looks at a 25-year-old girl, I don't believe he's looking at her because of how old she is, to be honest with you. I believe he's looking at her thinking she is nice and attractive and fine as hell. Now, you said that you think he's looking at her in a sexual manner and what he could do with her sexually and how he could put her in this position and that position. Let me tell you something about a man that's not a secret. When that man is looking at any woman that he's attracted to in that manner, he's thinking about putting her ass in a position then. He ain't just thinking about that 25-year-old from that perspective. He looking at a 45-year-old. If he's attracted to that 45-year-old, he's thinking about, boy, I could bend her ass like a pretzel. That's real. That's what he's thinking. He don't care how old she is. If a man is attracted to a woman, and every man can say yay, nay, whatever the fuck they want on here right now, you can agree that if a man is attracted to a woman, it don't matter how old she is in the moment unless she's not of age. But I'm saying if she's 50 years old plus, 50 plus, if a man is attracted to her and she's 50 plus years old, he's thinking about how he can beat that throat or beat that pussy up. All right, what did that man tell us? Throat goat. We learned that word together. Didn't that man teach us what a throat goat was?
Rest in peace, Jesse.
Yeah, Mr. Jesse taught us that. And Kim Lewis said that's the same for a woman. Just not my son, Kim Lewis.
What? See, that's a double standard right there. That's a double. So anybody but your kids, anybody but your kids. And when I say that about my kids, you like, Elisa, they grown people. They can make their own decisions. But so little Kevin can't make his own decisions.
He can,
But,
and the decision gonna be made before he get to make it, because his daddy gonna make it.
see, that's what I'm saying. You papa bear to your kids, I'm mama bear to mine. See? So now we understand.
Age is just a number.
That's what Aaliyah said, but that's because R. Kelly wrote the song. He did. Age and number the number. R. Kelly wrote and produced that song.
Andrea says, nah, these 52-year-old joints don't quite bend like pretzels.
Come on, Andrea.
Andrea, I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm gonna be quiet.
Wait a minute.
Maybe they don't at 52.
What he said after dark, really?
But they did at 22.
Hey, you said, you know what? Welcome to what he said after dark.
Kim Lewis said that's that bullshit. Because I said not look at it.
See, Kim, would you looking at little Kevin at the repass? Oh.
But somebody did. Let's move on. Let's move on.
I think you'd have turned over my tickle box.
Oh my God. So let's talk about the Zero and Trae the Truth situation from the other day. So I know Elisa doesn't know much about the matter. I don't know much about the history of the matter, a whole lot. I mean, I know that there's been beef um,
between them.
between the two of them for years. And according to Zero, who spoke on the matter the very next day via TMZ, and TMZ posted the video interview. Um, Zero said, "Hey, look, man, I never really had any true beef with the man. I just didn't like his energy when we worked together. I didn't like our chemistry as artists together. So I got my DJ who was doing the work for us and say, hey, let's go, man. I'm out of here. Like I'm not feeling the vibe with Trae. Now that's Zero's story. Of course, to every situation, there's two sides to every story. I saw a post where Trae had commented about the matter. I didn't get a chance to listen to it before we came on air. And I just think, honestly, as big as Trae has been in this city with helping people, I think, man, you got to call your camp off. You got to call your dogs off. You can't allow that to happen in the moment. And what's funny about that is, you know, I run with a pack of wolves. And the one thing that's certain, whether you know who they are, whatever, when it go down, it go down. Like, I think I'm the only person in the moment that can tell my dudes, hey man, let that go, leave that alone, man. We grown men, fuck that, we ain't getting in that shit. And they gonna back off. I know Said don't say a whole lot, so people take Said's kindness and the fact that he's a quiet man for a weakness. But if you're around this brother for more than 2 or 3 times, 4 or 5 minutes in a row, you know this brother is very opinionated. He gonna speak his piece. He gonna get his word in. Look at this one. But at the same time, we brothers enough, and there's enough respect to where if I say, Said, let that go, he ain't gonna put that hammer on your ass. And dudes like Said are the scariest ones because they don't have a lot of words and they all action. And even with Terry, like in all 100% honesty, from the time we were kids, Terry was a motherfucker fighting everybody everywhere. You know, I remember one time coming from around the corner, nigga was talking slick. I came to the house, man. Terry was like, where that nigga at? I'm like, man, them niggas around the corner. So when we was walking back to the corner, them niggas was like coming around on our street. And Terry, that nigga just squared off, and Terry beat that nigga up right here on the block. So he's always been that dude that fight first and talk shit later. That's always who he's been our whole entire life. So I think Trae has got to do a better job of being the alpha male in his clique. Now, I'm not saying I'm the alpha male or that I tell dudes what to do, but I just feel like if you fuck with me, you trust me. I feel like Trae needs to be that same dude in his clique. I don't know the whole story, so I can't say that Trae did nothing wrong. But what we did know, or what we did see on video, is dudes that was with Trae punching Zero in the head when he was on the ground. We saw that on video. That's not a guess. We saw that. So I just think Trae's got to do a better job of controlling the dudes around him. Trae has done a great job, man. This brother has done a great job in this city. Even he has his youth organization with his ABN stuff stamped all across it. And I think what just happened here about a month ago in Dallas with the young man getting killed at the youth football game, now in this HTX group here in Houston, got all the coaches and all the parents, everybody's making a joke out of Trae the Truth and ABE and saying, man, I don't even want to play them because I'm scared if we lose or if we win, Trae gonna let his people do yada, yada, yada. Man, you can't have that about your name. You built a fucking name beyond belief in this city, Trae. You built a name for yourself, brother. A very positive one. And people love you. The mayor of this city gave you the key. Right. Now people cracking jokes say, hey man, tell that dude to get that key back. Come on, man. We can't do that. So one thing I will say, Lisa, before I just let you come in on black male violence, period. The one thing I will say is that the interview I heard from Zero, after the fact, Zero said, hey, look, I'm struggling with two men inside of me. I'm struggling with my gangster and I'm struggling with my grown man.
Yep.
You know, my gangster saying one thing and my grown man is saying, hey, man, let that go, leave that alone, move forward, push forward, you know, be the bigger man in the situation. He was like, and that's who I'm listening to right now. I will. He was like, I don't know what that was about. The brother called me to the side and said he wanted to have a conversation. He kind of detailed what he felt like or what he could remember possibly happening. And he said he was punched. Now, I got a call early this morning about that situation. People wanting to know how I felt about it.
Right.
I said, Zero said in that interview everything he should say.
Right.
Because if something goes down and something happens, the one thing Zero can say is, hey, man, I said publicly I had let that shit go. But what Zero can't control is every dude who loves Zero. He can't control every goon in the clique that's even outside the clique. Because people gonna feel see Trae that love Zero and feel some kind of way about what Trae allowed these dudes to do. Because they felt like Trae should have controlled that situation better.
Right. I think of this. I'm gonna go biblical with it real quick, only because it really applies, and it's the scripture that says, when I was a child, pretty much I did childish things, but when I became a man, specifically speaking to the man, I put away childish things. So I feel like the fighting and the harsh exchange of words, I feel like those are childish things because we're talking about grown men. And I think the level of the expectancy that we have of those people who are quote unquote in the limelight, leaders like Trae the Truth, and Zero and all of these other people, I think that publicly they should display something that's less childish, fighting, coming to blows, cursing, because what it does is everything, because just like you mentioned, all that he's built, just like when you have that game where you stack those blocks, I think it's called Jenga, all that he's built, the foundation that he's built on, one little thing came through and knocked all that down. And people can't wait to make mockery of the black man, period. So you're doing all of these things to build up your image, to change the image of black men, and then you let your ego or whatever it was cause you to react like this, and then this is the outcome. So I think that when you are a child, yeah, you do childish things. You talked about Terry fighting different people for you, and you guys coming and that you were children.
Yeah.
But if you go out to wherever next week and that same thing happen, that's to me being childish. And a lot of things can be avoided with simply saying, like you say, let that go. That doesn't matter. Let that go. Because I see women who would create situations for men to be in to try to prove they love you or whatever, they're protective of you. When you could simply say, you could remove yourself from the situation and say, hey baby, let that go. That's not important. You know, that because to me that's more of a level of maturity. That's my 2 cents.
No, and I agree. Like even when I'm having conversations with Kim sometime and she'll be on a rant about something because we know she can get on them rants about the little basket and you know we know she can put on the show when the show need to be put on, right? So
that little basket, all I could think about was an Easter basket. That's why I was laughing. So I was like, I'm trying not to laugh.
Yeah, man, let that shit go. Like, come on, baby, we can't do that. So let me read some of these comments. So Felicia Williams said, pride before destruction. So sad.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's what get damaged in the moments is a man's pride. Or a man won't let his pride.
Yep.
So Nicole said, but you have 50-year-old men acting like children. They have not matured to that level. He does not have anyone on his team to advise him. That's Nicole. That's Nikki Nicole.
Come on, Nikki Nicole. She talking about this boy needs some iron to sharpen iron. They just out there rusting her, Nikki. They just rust.
So let me roll back to a big comment Erica Chapman made.
Yeah, I saw that one. I wanted you to read that one.
All right. Trae knows better. Actually, they both know better. Trae has done too much for this community, and this one incident could mess him up. Trae has issues as well with 97.9 The Box, which is true that he's had for years. That's why they don't play his music, because there's beef with him and Mad Hatter. Yeah, true. Due to a disrespect he showed
You're
towards
breaking up a little bit, Kevin.
Huh? Just with two. Either way,
you're breaking up a little.
Either way, someone needs to pull them together and sit them down and talk to them as men and squash this beef. Hey, look, if Trae and Zero want to come together as men and sit down and talk about it, say, man, we can do it right here on What He Said with Kevin Walker. Put that out there. Y'all contact Trae people, contact Zero people. If they want to come together as grown men, I'll be the narrator. I'll sit down in the middle of them and we can discuss this situation.
Kevin, go back out. Go out and come back in. Kevin, go out and come in.
I'm gonna drop everybody.
You back?
So
somebody said earlier that.
Read them on your end. Start with the very last comment from Kim. No, see, that's her messing up, not me. I do that. But yeah, no, I mean, and I agree, man. Everybody needs to understand that, you know, as grown men, yeah, that's what I thought. Because I can normally, when I'm freezing or something, I can see myself on here freezing. So I mean, I knew at that point it wasn't me.
Let's see, is Kevin back with us? There we go.
I was never gone. You the one is they said it's you, not me. They can hear me just fine. So you freezing up again right now.
Okay, I see. All
right. So just for the record, my baby just won her match at Wimbledon. She's not, I mean, at the US Open. She looks so pretty in her black. So Andrea King says, when you believe you are the smartest, wisest, more dominant person in the group, you need a new group. When you get bigger than yourself, that's when the problem occurs. Ron Love says, to be honest, I don't even care. We got much bigger things going on. I agree, Ron, we do have much bigger things, but I do care about these brothers doing this when they're role model to these kids. I can tell you that I do care about that because it's kids that really do look up to both of these gentlemen. It's kids that look up to Trae the Truth, and it's also kids that genuinely look up to Zero. Man, they watching these men, and I just think these men need to know how to conduct themselves accordingly. Hey, man, at the end of the day, it's about a brand. And what I mean by it's about a brand, Ron, man, it's you got to protect your name at all costs as a man. You don't want nothing reckless in these streets going on about Ron Love because that's your brand. You are who you are, man, and you want to be known as a high character guy. So you can't allow people around you to destroy something you've built. And yeah, Erica, I agree. I agree. That boy 50 did have the whole city on. They said 50's weekend was really, really a great thing. But no, I do care because I look at it like this. Because there are some ignorant ass people in most situations. So if we're getting into it in a parking lot like they were, what's stopping some random dude over off to the side that's got zero fucking sense from just pulling out his pistol and start busting? Bow, 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 bow. Now we got innocent people being murdered because of two people's ignorance. So I do care. I do care. I do care.
Mm-hmm.
I care about my sister Denise. What if she was in that parking lot and the gunshots go off? All she got to do is enjoy a show. I care about you, Ron. If you just there to enjoy a show, you ain't there for the bullshit, brother. So I care about whether or not if you say. So yes, I do care. So let me get to my last topic of the night. Let me get to my last situation of the night. Um, it's football season. It's youth football season. It's middle school football season. It's high school football season. I'm gonna stop with those three because we're at a point now with football to where they're about to legislate youth sports to a point of not allowing patrons in the building to watch these sporting events, from youth sports to middle school to high school. So last week at the Manville Shadow Creek game, they broke out with brawls in the stands. They said every time you look up, it was like 8 different locations where something was popping off. Can't do that. That can't happen. Again, the bad part about it all is that these are two predominantly African-American high schools fighting in the stands. So who does that look bad on? The African-American community.
Black people.
So about a month ago, an African-American youth football coach in the Dallas area was murdered at a Little League football game. Murdered at a Little League football game. What could be so serious in Little League football that, number one, you even needed to bring your gun? Or even if you brought your gun, why did you have your gun on you on the field while you coaching a team? If your life is that crazy to where you're in fear of your life, to where you got to pack a gun at your Little League football game or to a Little League coaching event, even to practice, then you might need to rid yourself. No, you do need to rid yourself of coaching football. Because what you're doing is you putting all those kids at risk, boys and girls. You putting all those parents at risk. And that's a sad state of events when not only did you bring your gun, you pulled your gun and used your gun. Now, the guy charged with murder is former NFL cornerback Aqib Talib. He played in the league for a long time, maybe about 13 years. He was a quality NFL cornerback for a long time. His brother is now charged with murder. Again, I don't want to link the two with the zero Trae the Truth and what happened, because murder was in one instance, but now a man's family has lost their father. But Aqib Talib, after playing all these years in the NFL, why are you at a youth football game allowing your brother to come out there with that foolishness? Allegedly. We know Aqib Talib was there. We know he was in the middle of the conflict. Here's what everybody needs to remember at all times. Hey, man, people are filming. The minute something starts to break out, a little confusion starts to happen, people got their phones out. So Popcorn sees to think that Aqib needs to be charged as well. I don't know enough details about his actual involvement in the situation. I do know from the video that when things were popping off, when things got testy, that yeah, he's in the video pushing and shoving. But why? Why are you even in the mix of the BS? Instead of being the peacemaker. And the reason why I brought up the Trae the Truth situation is because I just believe that when you're a leader in any aspect, you are a leader in all aspects. You can't pick and choose when you want to lead somebody. When God has anointed you the position of leadership to the point of leadership, when God has anointed your head with leadership skills, because that doesn't happen for everybody, when God has given you that blessing, steered you down that road, you gotta take that situation serious. And not to say that either one of these two gentlemen don't take it serious. But I believe when there's confusion, there's got to be a calmer head in the crowd. Situations like that can't happen at Little League games. I'm sorry. That can't happen at a Little League game. There's no need for Trae the Truth's clique and Zero's clique to be fighting nowhere ever in a parking lot. Ever. Both of you gentlemen mean too much to this city. Trae, you the fucking man, dude. You the man. Zero, you legendary in the city of Houston, brother. If it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. I'm sorry. If you want to fight, here's a scenario. If you want to fight, let's put together a charity boxing match. Let's put together a charity boxing match and let's raise money for some of these underprivileged high schools that can't afford band instruments, that can't afford for every kid in the band to have a uniform. If we gonna fight, let's do it on a venue or in a venue to where it benefits the less fortunate. Hey man, we got some kids in the VA going to Sterling that would love to get band instruments, love to have band uniforms. Let's go by Yates, Worthing, Sterling, all the schools in the African-American community. Let's go buy them a tunnel to run out of. So if we gonna do it, let's do it to where, hey man, we're gonna have fun with it. We're gonna put it out here and we're gonna dap each other up when it's over with. So let me read some of these comments. Felicia Williams said, sound like envy and jealousy between Trae and Zero. I can't say that because I really don't know. I know there was previous beef though, Felicia. I do know that. So Shannon said, no, not fighting at all. Let's show the kids that fighting is not the answer. I agree with that. Greg say, why grown-ass men fighting anyway? Yvette Francis said, they don't know how to box or fight. True. Yes, Elisa, you are buffering. Ronald Love said it made TMZ. Yeah, that's where I saw Trae's interview. It made money. Yeah, it made money for TMZ. Alicia, it was brewing for a while. Mental illness could always play a factor, Ron Love. So Popcorn said Aqib Talib needs to be charged as well. I mean, I don't know. I can't say that because, I don't know what that brother's role was in any of that situation. So I can't say that man needs to be charged because I don't know all the specifics. Erica Chapman says it's the parents. They sit up and talk about people's children and not knowing the parents are in the stands as well. No, you're right. You're absolutely right on that one, Erica. And Cowboys are going to the Super Bowl. Shut up, Popcorn. So here's the thing for me. I used to tell my parents this, and here's something, you guys, just a nugget that y'all might want to take back to your youth football presidents. So here's what I tell my parents. If whomever, Deshaun Watson, what's the kid, Dak Prescott in Dallas, these guys are making millions and millions of dollars to play a game. These guys fumble the football. Mm-hmm. These guys throw interceptions. So if you got grown-ass men who make millions of dollars, crazy money, and they throw interceptions and they fumble these footballs that they're paid millions not to do, why can't little Johnny or little Baby make the same mistakes that a grown-ass man is making that's getting paid millions of dollars? It's called learning curve. He is learning how to play this game. So watch what you say when you're sitting in the stands at a youth sporting event amongst the parents of who knows who. Because every parent can't turn a deaf ear to what you're saying. Every parent ain't gonna like what you're saying. Every parent ain't gonna let you get away with saying what you want to say about their baby. So just don't say it. Look at that cutie. Oh my God. So just moving forward, that's a nugget to take back to these youth football presidents to have those conversations before the games come up. Because that's something I always did with my parents for 31 years in Little League. I would say, hey, look, watch your comments on the sidelines. These kids are learning the game of football. They're going to make mistakes. I can tell you right now, somebody's going to fumble this Saturday at a youth football game. Somebody's going to throw an interception this Saturday at a youth football game. Somebody's going to miss several tackles and several blocks at a youth football game this Saturday. It's going to happen. So all I'm saying is, don't be the asshole parent or uncle or auntie or grandmother or grandfather in the stands. Don't be that asshole that causes a damn riot in the stands because little Johnny made a mistake. Come on, man. It's a youth fucking sporting event. They're gonna make mistakes. They're gonna make mistakes. They're gonna make mistakes. And I guarantee you, if you keep watching, the baby you came to support is gonna make a mistake. So don't be so, you know what? The football guards are some of the most petty son of a guns in the world. You say, who is the football guard? Those are the people that make the decisions about what happened on every play. So while you sitting in the stands talking about, look, Johnny need to block, he need to block some damn body. And then somebody run right by your baby because your baby ain't blocking shit. That's the football gods. They put your baby in the same situation that you were just complaining about another kid on. That's the football gods. They put your baby in the situation to shut your damn mouth. Don't go making a fool of yourself nor your family members on this Saturday at these youth football games. If it mean that much to you, stay at home. If it really mean that much to you, don't take your ass to go support your grandbaby. If you know you can't hold your emotions, don't go. They learning. They learning. They learning. And let me tell you, or let me give you a different perspective before I shut this show down tonight. You ever been sick? And I'm sure everybody on here has been sick of something in their life or sick from something. You ever been sick and gone to the doctor? Normally, we have a tendency to forget that the doctor is simply practicing medicine. Think about it. It's a practice. What do they own? They own a practice because they are practicing medicine. So when you go to the doctor, they ask you, what symptoms are you having? So you have to give the doctor the symptoms that you're having when you go to his practice. Come on, follow me, stay with me. So when you go to the doctor's practice,
trying it one more time,
practice to see if you can get medication for the symptoms that you're having, he'll say, okay, I'll tell you what, we're going to start off treating this. I'm going to give you 30 days of this, and then let's see how that does for you. Let's see if your symptoms still persist. He's practicing medicine. He's making a mistake. What you don't do is when your symptoms don't go away, you don't show back up in 30 days cussing that doctor out, acting a damn fool with the doctor, and he just damn near killed you, giving you the wrong medication. But you'll take your dumb ass to a youth football game and act a damn fool in front of these people over 6, 7, 8-year-olds Little League football. But you don't say shit to that doctor who damn near killed you. They are practicing medicine. These kids are practicing to be professional, to be high school, to make it to college, because it is a process. And what you have to do as a coach or a parent, as a grandparent, as an auntie, what you've got to do, I'm trying to help some goddamn body. What you've got to do is trust the process. Trust the process. Trust the process. Let me tell you something, and I promise I'm done after this. What I found, and me and Greg Burton on here, me and Greg played college football together at Texas Tech. And Greg can attest to this. Hey, man, some of the baddest motherfuckers in the land in Little League don't make it to high school. I don't care how tough he was in Little League. The best kid, or one of the better kids on my Little League football team, aside from myself, never played a down of varsity football at Sterling with us. He went to Sterling, but it's a process. He never got on the field. Some of the better players in high school never played collegiate athletics because it's a process. Some of the all-time record breakers in collegiate athletics never play a snap in the NFL, or if they get to that level, they flame out so fucking fast because it is a process. And when your talent, come on, man. Y'all got to follow me on this. I promise you're going to love it. When your talent outweighs your mental toughness and outweighs your work ethic, you are fail every time. If you got a kid who is the most talented on the field, who's bigger and stronger and faster than everybody from little league to high school to college, you can't rely on that once you get to the NFL. You've got to be fundamentally sound. You've got to trust the process, and you've got to work your ass off to get better every single day, because professional sports is a lifestyle. It's not a job, it's a lifestyle. Only the few privileged are going to be successful. This is what he said. I am Kevin Walker. Thank you for joining. I hope you enjoyed the show. See y'all next Wednesday again for What He Said with Kevin Walker, every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Greg Burton, love you, baby. Peace.